Hi, this is Damien Foley, and this is my MBA journey at the Melbourne Business School. Um, Basically, I'm just going to go through and recap what I've been doing for today. Obviously, went to bed this morning at 2 a.m. in the morning, and didn't actually get out of bed till about quarter to 7 or quarter to eight this morning. So I didn't do my workout. I then went to work and I had how many meetings? 3 meetings. So that all appeared today. So some great meetings. There was some meetings with some people around procurement of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander business. Then I had some meetings with somebody who's looking to start an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander business, and how that's going to work. And then we had a meeting. I'm trying to remember who the third meeting was with. Oh, again, we had another meeting around procurement, wanting for somebody an organisation wanting to work out how they can source and procure more Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses. So they were the 3 meetings we had today. So they were interesting. I'm starting to get a bit more understanding around what the expectations are for procurement of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses. It's an interesting perspective that people in procurement have about Indigenous business. It's interesting from my side because I understand the Indigenous business side. So it's interesting how they think and what their perceptions are of what it's like to have a business and what Indigenous businesses are actually out there. So yeah, big learning today. So I finished up work and I came home and I cooked dinner very quickly and started doing work. I still haven't finished the readings that I'm meant to have done for tomorrow, being my first day at Melbourne Business School for the leadership. I'm still going through and reading those, but at the moment it's 12 a.m, so I'm going to get some sleep. Probably one of the things that I probably picked up from listening from doing the leadership readings is that it states that a lot of our learning is best achieved by actually teaching other people. I think it's around the 90% mark or 95% mark that retention if you teach other people. Discussion is up there around 70%. Reading it is actually very low. It's around it's only like 5 or 10%, so it's very low. And the best way to do it is action by doing it. So teaching is you not only have to for learning something, to teach it, you have to not only know it, but you have to apply it and explain it to somebody else. So that's why it's probably one of the most effective ways to learn. So I've been going through the readings. What have I been reading up on for leadership? So I'll just have a quick recap. So last night I started last night, but done a lot of my work was around the introduction to leadership for the first topic, and there was a article by Deloitte they did around organisational design. So that's been talking about the move away from organisational, the models away from the hierarchical functional models, where you got the boss and then the manager and then the subordinates or employees underneath, and then they're all in their silos of finance, marketing, accounting. In that silo way of doing business. where each person is responsible to somebody above, or they are a manager or leader to somebody below them. The new methodology that's fast being adopted is the networking of teams, the network of teams model. So this is a more project or mission-based management style or model. So, and you have functional parts of the organization, such as HR, accounting, where they're functional, they're actually centered, and they become a functional center of the other in the organizational structure model. And from that, information is also at the center of that. Information is centralized and dispersed out to these projects or mission-based teams, and those teams are based around our customer focus, mission focus, or product focused, or can also be culture focused potentially. So they're about creating an outcome, a successful outcome for that project or delivery of an outcome. And those teams consist of various skill set specialists. So you might have somebody from the legal involved in the team, somebody from an accounting in the team, you might have somebody from sales in the team, somebody from marketing in the team. They're all contributing their specialist skills and working as a team to resolve that project and deliver an outcome. So, and then when they complete that project, they then return back to their departments. So the accountant will turn back to accounting, the lawyer will turn back to the legal, the salesperson will turn back to sales, and yeah, so that's how they're working, and it's encouraged that they employees actually get involved in those teams. Then you've got the people that act as the communicators between those teams. So they're referred to as liaison officers. So their role is to move between the teams, ensure there is consistent information, sharing of knowledge, and aligning of goals and objectives throughout the teams for the organisation, so that there's no again the teams themselves don't become siloed. That's the role of these liaison officers. So yes, and what else? The teams get access to information, and this is in the form of data that they can then use to take data that about information, data from sources that are relevant to their project or their mission, and they can then interpret that, and it's gathered for them by the information center or the data collection center, the intelligence center, and they then that's collected and gathered so for them to interpret and create useful information out of, and that might for things that might be seen as ideally in their own right random, they might be able to see patterns. And they use an example in there of where during the Iraq War, the US Army allowed teams to develop specialist teams to be able to react quickly, and that information was sourced out to them, and they were able to identify what they thought were random attacks by Al-Qaeda. The teams were actually able to look at that data as far as the attacks and see patterns in that. So that became actually the collection of that information or data became used for informational purposes to deliver an outcome. So there's trying to remove management, thin out management, middle management, and move away from the autocracy hierarchy, and take a more bottom-up approach. Give teams the ability and leaders to make decisions in that regard, and to be able to react quickly. So, and this has all come about as a result of a couple of the two reasons are the need for products to be delivered quickly, and the other one is that the technology has digital technology is allowing communication and rapid real-time information to be able to be delivered to these teams. So yes, they're some of the reasons why these organisations are transitioning to a networking of teams model rather than sticking to the functional hierarchical model that used to be. So, and a lot of I think the statistics were that 90 or 80s, greater than 80% have restructured to this model. Yeah, so and there's for various reasons. So yeah, and they give all various examples around that. So yes, that's what I've been learning about the organisational structure side. So organisational design, and I've started reading around leadership on the individual differences. So I started looking at personality traits and the big five, which are the need for stability, extroversion, openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness. So I've just started reading the article around that. It's called How to Become a Better Leader. So I'm just reading that article about the big five personality traits. So that's what I'm doing. And I have leadership first thing in the morning to be at. First it's orientation, and then in the afternoon we start into leadership and don't finish until 6 p.m. Tomorrow night. So yes, I'm going to go to bed now. It's after 12. It's now 12:30 or thereabouts. This you can follow me on YouTube. This is Damien Foley. Or you can follow me on the website www.damienfoley.com/MBA, and I will try and give a bit of a day-by-day recording of where I'm up to and what I'm doing. So yes, that's what my day has been, and that's what I've been doing with the MBA today is leadership. Reading articles around organisational design and personality traits. So, okay, guys, good night. Bye.